wish I never spoke. Now I gotta wash my mouth out with soap. I feel it coming out my throat. Guess I better wash my mouth out with soap. God, I wish I never spoke. Now I gotta wash my mouth out with soap. Myself in trouble, so I'll fill the bath with bubbles. Then I'll put the towels all away. Should've never said that word love. Threw a toaster in the bathtub. I'm sick of all the games I have to play. I'm tired of being careful, tiptoe, trying to keep the water warm. Let me under your skin. Oh, there it goes. I sang too much, it overflowed. Why do I always spill? I feel it coming out my throat. Guess I better wash my mouth out with soap. God, I wish I never spoke. Now I gotta wash my mouth out with soap. I feel it coming out my throat. Guess I better wash my mouth out with soap. God, I wish I never spoke. Now I gotta wash my mouth out with soap.
Hello. Hi. Happy Saturday. Happy secret surprise unboxing stream. Obviously there's a box, which we're going to be getting into. Welcome back to Get Gaming. I'm Andy. Rich isn't here yet. He might come by later. I don't know. He might be here before I'm done doing this. Depends how long it takes. So this box just got here today. This is some games that we've been waiting on, some of which we are covering for our Japanese designer focus series. So the couple of all playing here. I also have a couple of other games I've very much been on my wish list for a while. So I figured those will probably be the majority of this unboxing. The other two games are small. But I thought I might as well hop on stream. Why not, guys? And so if you're watching this after the fact, this is going to be old news to you. But if people are joining today, that's what we're doing today. We're unboxing, we're unhauling, we're opening up the gaming booty. And everyone likes, and I used to try to film all these unboxing videos, and I realized, okay, when the stuff gets here, let's just hop on stream and open it up. If it's stuff that's relevant to what's going on the channel, which this is. So, y'all ready? I feel like I should wait longer, but, I know there's probably, maybe one person will stop by into the stream later on. So for anyone watching after the fact, if you just like some ASMR and watching people unbox things, this is the video for you. This is, my Game Nerds orders. This is from Game Nerds because they have really cheap shipping, and if you spend more than $70, you get free shipping, which is really good. So I went for it. So y'all ready for the reveal? And I might even go on a deeper zoom too as we unbox stuff. Oh, got a bubble wrap. Ooh, yeah. So this is the big one. that I've been, well, not the biggest one, but this is the game I've really been waiting for. There's a lot of shrink wrap. I might turn off the overhead, actually. That light. So maybe that'll be... It's a little more shadowy, but... or do we want to deal with glare? I guess we'll deal with a little bit of glare. I've just been woke up and I've just been washing dishes. I just got this coffee done. Hopefully you can't see too much trash in my background. Oh no, I think that's the heater, the air filter thing. Yeah, so, and then this, I got a notification on my email while I was washing dishes. Oh, this had arrived. So I figured, okay, let's just do it. You know, this is basically becoming a live streaming channel. So that's what's up. So the White Castle is a Devere game. You know how much I like Devere. And this is a Japanese themed game. We won't be featuring this during April, because it's sadly not actually a Japanese designer. They're Spanish. But it takes place during Edo period Japan. So probably we'll cover it in May. It'll be like the tail end of a cap off to our Japanese series. I've heard many good things about this. And also some mixed things. Because this is supposed to be a very, very tight Euro game. Because you only have 9 turns, like 9 actions in the whole game. It's dice worker placement. So you're only placing 9 die, I guess, during the whole game, which that's not a lot to be working with. But it's a small box. It plays in an hour or so. It says 80 minutes on the box. I think at 2, probably, we could definitely get it down to an hour. How many people just have a lot of AP about things? You know, analysis paralysis is a real disease. So let's just look at all 4 games first before we open them up, I think. So these are the 2 games we are covering during April. So these are both all-play games, which I actually have our other 2 all-play games here. Dandelions, which is an old favorite. We are covering this on the channel. So we're going to be covering 3 all-play ones. They've been doing a good job porting over these Japanese designs. So this is a dice placement game. This is a cooperative 2-player trick-taking game with allegedly kind of a campaign element, or at least it's modular, I think. From what I understand, there's like a map, and you can just basically decide how far along the map you want to go. The art in this one looks really beautiful, so I'm very excited for that. And then this is such a small box little roll and write called Mindspace. And I was craving, you know, now that I finally got Rich into that roll and write life, he's really craving them more. And this one looked especially good. We just got through our Ada Lovelace campaign, and I was looking for, I remembered this one was suggested as a good polynomial roll and write, which I do enjoy those. I almost like polynomial roll and writes more than polynomial tile games at this point, which is weird. But yeah, and this one has different colored markers, allegedly, so that'll be fun if they don't all try out. This one looks really good, and Suzanne from Salt and Sass, she had mentioned this game as one of her favorite roll and writes to play solo as well. So I was like, oh, I'll give it a try. As long as we're doing all Japanese designs this month. And of course, last but not least, the biggest in the box. This is one I've been waiting to get for forever and ever. I just could never justify it. And it was out of stock for a really long time. And I got a restock notification not too long ago. It might have been like a month ago for this game. But it's one I really hope that it slaps for me, you guys. And I really hope Rich can get into it. So, and of course, you know, it's like, oh, I'm craving another Euro game. I've been getting a lot of light games lately. Like, the other all-play game we got recently was Chomp. This is not a Japanese designer, unfortunately. But it's dino-themed. You know, their art is so good. The artists they have are just, like, putting out some of the best art in board games right now, in my personal opinion. This was cute. It was really Sprawlopolis-esque, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it was pretty light. We actually played this right after our Gune stream on Sunday. It was a learning game for Rich. He enjoyed it. But anyway, and then we also got Sea Salt and Paper recently, which that box is hiding around somewhere. Oh, it's right behind me. We did recently get Sea Salt and Paper, and we've already played this with Jamila, and played it with Rich a couple times. So glad I finally got this one. You know, I've just been looking for more light card games to pull out. You know, because I kind of feel like Jamila's just been a little burnt out on the board games lately, which is, you know, understandable. You know, our friend Celia kind of also went for a period like that where she's like, I just don't want to learn any more new games. So I'm trying not to totally burn out all my friends with the board gaming, but it's hard. So this one also does have a good solo mode. Jenna from the Board Game Garden did tell me that this game I'm about to reveal does have a good solo mode. So that kind of cinched it for me. Wayfarers of the South. Tigris. I'm so behind on this, you guys. Everyone's covering GameFound for the third game in this trilogy, I guess, already. But yes, this has been on my radar for a couple of years, actually. It was on my most anticipated of 2022 list, which was not actual video that we did, by the way. It was like, you know, I think it was even before we started the channel. It was like the first yearly list thing that I did. So this takes place during the golden age of the Muslim Empire, which is a very interesting theme to me. And this one seemed to be less colonialist than such games usually are, because it's actually about trading and exploration and science and all the great cultural achievements of the Islamic Empire during the Caliphate, I believe. Yes, the Abbasid Caliphate, which is sometimes called the Golden Age of the so-called Islamic Empire. Yeah, and the art in this, of course, that Miko guy, he's that, yeah, Mahalo Dmitrievsky. Yeah, he's an amazing artist. He also did the art for Coloma, which that game is coming soon. And he does all the art for these Shem Phillips games, which the Brothers Murph are always raving on, and they raved about this game too. So it's like, okay, I gotta check this one out. I have played, and this is the same publisher as Hadrian's Wall, which is one of my favorite solo games. So it's like, okay, I want to start exploring more of their oeuvre. I have played Architects of the West Kingdom on BGA, but I'm not sure I was really understanding the game that well, and it seemed like worker placement, but you know, I was doing really bad, like actually getting my workers back in that game. So whatever. This is dice worker placement, is my understanding. And oh my god, these like when I unbox these cards probably, but there's like these planet and constellation cards, like night sky cards. Like there's some tableau building going on that looks really cool. And yeah, you have this exploration track, and yeah, it looks cool. We generally like anything worker placement or dice placement, we are big fans of. So I hope that it slaps. It says 1 to 4. So we'll see. I can't remember if the solo mode involves a bot or not. So we'll find out. Let's open the small games first. So let's start with Mindspace, because this is probably going to get played today. I guarantee it. I've watched a playthrough or two of this. It seems like pretty simple rule set, but of course we shall see how difficult it is to learn, as always. Ooh. So a lot of their boxes usually are more glossy than this, aren't they? Oh, they're all kind of like not as glossy. It's a little more matte. Mindspace. Ooh, designed by Nao Shimamura. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Now, one of the nice things about All Play is that their rule books are always just 2-page fold out. And yeah, basically you have components and setup on the front page. The rules are on the 2 pages, and then they usually have like a scoring example on the back, which is helpful. There's a lot of different colored markers going on in here. Let's go to the zoom, shall we? Just so you can see a little bit better. Yeah, I've got little marker things. I believe there's like a conveyor belt mechanic here with the dice. So depending on you roll, I think the 5 dice, and then there's some mechanic where like they're moving along the thing. I can't remember exactly how it works. Roll dice. A player rolls the dice. All players use the result of that one roll. Place each die next to a pursuit card based on their number rolled. So yeah, you're ordering them kind of from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, depending on what you rolled. And those are the cards. The shapes are in black on the cards, the polynomial shapes that you're going to be filling in. So the color of the dice also determines what color you're going to be able to do that in. And I think that matters for scoring. Obviously, I'm going to have to learn it. I watched a playthrough. So it does come with these markers, which are in the different colors. You need colors in this game. So, you know, my only worry with this is about them drying out over time. So we shall see how that goes. The markers they always have markers because they always have dry erase scoreboards in their games. So in their other games, their markers have been quite good, and I haven't had issues with them yet drying out. But obviously with something like this where you're using a lot of ink, that might be different. Now here's some nice colored dye. That's always nice, isn't it? Woo! They're nice and chunky. They are nice and chunky. I will say that. You know, they're not like amazing, but they're chunky and glossy, so that's nice. Then of course we have some cards, and we have our scoreboards in here. And then we also have this is your brain, right? And then the gray matter areas, and you're trying to surround the gray matter. That's the theme, I guess, of this game. Should we read the flavor text? Find serenity and peace in a flood of human emotions by organizing your thoughts within your brain. Well, there you go. It's about emotions and intelligentsia, I guess. Oh yeah, because of the different emotions, like your heart, your relationship. There's a money track too. You're stressed about money. It's just a cute little theme. I like that it's not completely abstract. Like there's a little bit of friendship, is the hugging, hobbies with the little guitar. Like that. That's purple, my favorite color. Oh, hearts are romance, and then green is finance. Okay, it's like a game equivalent of getting a tarot reading. Empty space. It is best not to waste brain power. Okay, that's funny. Chill. This looks good. So I guess the way that it works, you know, you got your scoreboard and the different things you're scoring for. I know with the glare, I don't know what to do about that glare, for real. But yeah, these are cool little boards. It's pretty compact, even for the roll and write. So I will give them that. Okay, so like if I do play this, when we do play this game on stream, we definitely can't have the overhead on because they are super glossy. Super glossy. That's much better. It was when I had the box, it was just a little too shadowy, but I will leave that off for the rest of this. Yes, I'm very excited about this. This looks very nice, light, and compact. I'm not sure what these extra baggies are for, but publishers, why do you always give such huge baggies when you do give us baggies in your games? Like, I don't understand. Is that because once I open this, I can put those in there? Or if there's a baggie for the dice, what am I supposed to put in here? The cards? I don't really think I'm going to need to do all that. This will be cute. So it's supposed to be like, all their games are really supposed to be like 30 minutes or less. So there's that. So I know this will get played very quickly. Because I think this is going to be a solitary Sunday game. I'm doing Metro X tomorrow. Which I am going to post a poll, you guys. Please vote in the community tab when I post it later about which city maps we're going to do for Metro X, because there's quite a few fan-made maps on BGG. And I'm just going to go and print them all out probably and play through. I would like to play through at least 2, if not maybe 3 tomorrow. It will depend. So these are like the different shapes. Polynomial. Sorry, those are just the back of the cards that give you the polynomial shapes. There's the polynomial shapes. There's some good ones. Okay. Oh, that's an especially good one. And Ada Lovelace, this one was the one that helped us win that campaign. Ooh, that's a good one for surrounding stuff. I'm sure this is an interesting shape for sure. For people that are polynomial veterans, now this, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's the kind of Tetris level I'm looking for. Okay, so you have that deck. Oh, there's probably because there's technically 2 different decks here. So there's that deck. And then this is, I believe, the scoring deck. Or like you play with 3 of these at a time. So you play, there's like a C deck. There's like a B deck, and there's like an A deck. And so depending on, these are like different goals you're trying to complete in the game, in addition to all this point salad scoring that is on this scoreboard. Because there's quite a few things you're trying to accomplish. And it's almost like when I was watching Danny Cha, I think is her name, or that's the name of her channel. She does a lot of solo playthroughs. A lot of the same games I've been covering lately, actually, so maybe me and her should talk. Yeah, this is like different things you're trying to do. So like you're trying to get farther along each of these tracks, and you can use this money as a way to mitigate some of the die as well. So that's a fun one. And you're trying to cover up negative spots on this track. So there's all kinds of scoring stuff in this particular game. I mean, I kind of see why they wanted to give us baggies, but I prefer rubber bands for my, mine. Are these double-sided? They're the same? Are they the same on both sides? They're numbered. 7/4. I imagine that's for, the multiplayer versus the solo, maybe? Well, I'll just tuck them under there. Here's the cards for the actual solo rules and reminders. They're like, oh, well, we all play. You're cheating now. You couldn't fit it all on the 2-page fold out, so you snuck some more rules onto the cards. Or maybe it's just a player aid. I think it's just a player aid. Oh, and a shape reference for all the possible shapes there are, I guess. That is kind of helpful. Oh, it's just like a player aid, I guess. Or clarifications, I should say. That's chill. But then they put the solo rules on a separate card. That is cheating. But anyway, all rules same as base game. Except, they should have put in except all that. Okay, cool. That's nice and light. So, I actually am very excited to play this on a fridge first. I will be playing it solo on the stream. We will see how fast of a game if it is. If it is like really, truly a 30-minute game, when I do the stream, it might be something where I play through it twice, or maybe not. I mean, it's okay to do less than 3-hour streams, right, guys? So there's that. I don't think I'm going to need these baggies. If I were going to put the cards in there, I would only need 1. So these are going to go aside for now, because I could, got to make sure I get the rule book in there into Mindspace. That's nice. Now we have a bunch of these now, so these will stack quite nicely on the shelf. Whichever shelf. So once I get this place a little more cleaned up, we are going to do a shelf tour because yes, but you're getting a haul today. Maybe next Saturday, if I have time, I'll do a shelf tour. Or it might happen during the week. I have more games in the other room, so I really need to clean up the other room. But anyway, the struggle is real. So this one I'm very interested about. I don't know if it's going to slap or not. Because we didn't particularly enjoy The Crew, which is also a cooperative trick-taking game. But the main reason was the 2-player mode of The Crew, basically you have a bot, but one of you is controlling the bot, so one of you is basically playing two-handed, so it just felt too easy. We did several, I think we went for the first 6 parts of that campaign. Never played it at 3 or 4, and then I sold my copy, and then Rich got a copy from Jamil for his birthday. And then we're like, okay, we'll give it a chance again, but probably only at 3 or 4. This is specifically for 2 players, so I'm hoping it's enjoyable. We're going to stream it one way or the other, but, I will be curious to see. And, I really am trying to find more trick-taking games that play it too, that me and Rich could play. I've heard really good things about The Fox in the Forest, which is one that's been on my list for a while. I know there's a couple of other ones. There's like a Jekyll and Hyde themed one. But anyway, this one seemed great because we love nautical themes. Anything ocean themed we love. So I thought this one might be good. Cooperative trick-taking game for 2 players. Players must try to read each other's intentions and play cards, where the combinations will advance their ship or defeat the Kraken. So it is limited communication, which we're generally not a fan of limited communication co-ops. But I may be willing to make an exception. We shall see. I didn't mind the limited communication in The Crew, really. But I think that's a dynamic that would work better at 3 or 4. Similar, The Mind is one of my favorite cooperative card games that also has limited communication. I seem to be the only one that enjoys that game. Is this the little map? Or no, this is the sheet for the scenarios. So it's not campaigns, it's scenarios, because I guess it's just telling you where to start, where the storms are gonna happen, I guess which islands you need to hit, and then where the end is gonna be. I'll have to see when I play the game how that all relates. They always put these ad sheets in there, and it's I have a bunch of them now. Anyway, a little Kraken and sheep meatball. That's so cute. Oh. Let's take a look at this little Kraken. Okay, there's a little Kraken. Nice. And let's look at the ship. We have a couple of cubes. Is there scoring? Just tracks. My understanding is you either lose or you win in this game. You either accomplish your goal or you do not. Cool. These little silica packs, keep the wood from getting moldy, I guess. There's that, of course, the beautiful cards and some tokens. Oh, there's little storm clouds. Oh, geez. Anchors away. Oh, I love this palette in this game, though, of the teals and the blue and yellow. It gives me that kind of aquamarine vibe. Okay, I guess it's 3, 3, 4, 5. Dead. Skull and crossbones. That's cute. And then a mysterious figure in the deep. And that's a big old skull. That's really cool art. I love it. And then the back is like the coral and stuff. That's cute. It's cute. And then, you have your little storm clouds. Of course. Oh, I never put the markers back in Mindspace. Heck. Poor Mindspace. Getting neglected. That box is full. So we have that. Those are going over there, along with those baggies. I assume, yes, there are potential storms that can be had in this game. Oh, this is cool. So, some assembly required. I do like a modular board. Look at that art, though. That's so beautiful. I love this kind of... So, I think it's kind of like, almost like watercolors looking. Oh. I assume this is, for tracking the round, and then the amount of tricks we need to do, and I guess places to put the cards, so I imagine we have to be on the other side. Or something. Discard, player deck, pirate card, whatever all that means. Here's more tokens. Wow, this one has more components than they usually do. So, like, I assume... some of that off to the side so it's not quite so messy here. I assume it needs to be something like this. Probably makes the most sense. Probably something like that. And then I guess the other sections go in there on this modular board. Like, then you can just extend this baby. Oh, this is going to be interesting. So, the question... So, I assume, like, the different scenarios will determine the length of the board. The different sections you need to use. Or maybe it's always 3, and then you mix and match these boards. It's probably what it is. Interesting. And there are the different coordinates. Huh. Interesting. And then we have these tokens. Which these look like... Oh, islands, maybe. Oh, and another storm cloud. There's another storm cloud, even. Probably, I imagine, based on these coordinates, you're supposed to put them, like, the islands on whichever coordinates. Then you're sailing from island to island, probably. I imagine that's probably what is to transpire. I'm assuming. Well, let's look at the cards. I mean, obviously I haven't learned the game yet. I watched a review of this. I don't know how many playthroughs there are of this, actually. This will be interesting. So I know... Let's see what's going on here. Oh, good. There's, like... helper cards. The all play games are usually really quick to learn. Hello, Tim. Which interesting game are you talking about? Is it Sail or Mindspace? Mindspace looks good. I think Rich is going to enjoy that one. I'm really hopeful that this one will be good as well. Kraken card. If this card would be added to the discard pile, place it behind the other cards in the Kraken deck and advance the Kraken track. Is that this? I'm assuming that's this. That's the round tracker, maybe? Or is this... This is the Kraken track. It says Kraken deck here. on this little thing. Okay, I love this color palette, if nothing else. And then it has something about damage. We're fighting with the Kraken. I do like this art, though. It's really nice. So, like, and the different characters. You know, we got lady pirates. We have saucy pirates. When you advance the ship with 2 wheel icons of the same number, you may advance the ship straight. When you win 4 tricks, you may play 1 additional trick before ending the round. Ooh, and she's got her dagger. She's looking intimidating there. Sail. Well, we're doing a playthrough. So we will see. And we will definitely let you know, because we're very picky when it comes to our cooperative games, obviously. And I do want to get more trick-taking games. I like trick-taking games that have something unusual about them. That's why I like Cat in the Box so much. But I seem to be one of the few people in the group of us that played it that enjoyed Cat in the Box. But yeah, this one, because no one's losing. The thing that sucks about Cat in the Box is someone basically has to lose. But that whole thing in Cat in the Box with the Schrodinger's cat and one person getting all negative points, it just feels especially bad. But yeah, this one looks interesting because, you know, we're either losing together, we're either failing together or winning together. And I guess as you beat certain scenarios, you can just level up the difficulty, allegedly. I think that's all that's really happening. You're just extending the map or doing different coordinations. These cards are nice. These are pretty good quality cards, I will say. They're not silk finished like the button shy ones are. I'm not sure if they look a little matte. They're not like super matte, but they definitely feel solid. This mermaid card is interesting. Someone was saying in the review that there's like 2 colors or like 2 numbers that look like too similar, or like 2 icons that are really hard to read. Like there was some issue with like legibility. Maybe it's the difference between this, because this looks kind of greenish to that green, but it looks distinct to me. It is kind of similar in color. I will say that. Your friends have no qualms about being bad to each other. Yeah, as you know, Rich is a sensitive boy, and he doesn't like meanness in games. I'm totally okay with being evil, obviously. I'm Shark. My copy of Botany arrived together. Let me know how it is. It looked a little... I don't know. I wasn't the hugest fan of the look of that game, but the theme is interesting to me. So, and it looked like it might be interesting mechanically. I mean, let me know how that one is. There was one that was called, was it Insecta? Which was about, like, you know, the early ladies of what's the study of insects? Ornithologists, is that what it is? That one looked interesting to me. But yeah, this one should be fun. So this will be later in the month. I think this is one of the last playthroughs we'll do before we do I'm hoping to get Traders of Osaka in before the end of the month. That would be probably the last one we do in April. If not, it'll be this one. But we'll play this one for sure because I have it. So there's that. This is one that could use. And look, with these tokens, these baggies are too big for these tokens, in my personal opinion. Why couldn't I get more baggies this size? Am I the only one that's particular about these things? I don't like baggies that are so huge. It's just taking up a bunch of extra space from this overly big baggie. Yeah, I do like a good Victorian theme, you know, if it's done well. I need to get Obsession. That's what I need to get, because I think Rich would like that game. And we don't have a lot of like super Victorian themed games. That Insecta one is also Victorian themed, and I do want a Darwin game because I really like paleontology and stuff. And I guess I'm more the Darwin fan than Rich. We've had many intense conversations about the evolution theory. Yeah, this one looks so cool. I really hope it's good. Or like it's probably good, like, but I hope that it's the right fit for us is all. Oh, and I still have more tokens to punch out. Thanks for joining me, Tim. I was sad. I thought I would be all alone today because I didn't see Jack, fuck you, I'm sure, in the comments. He's been really blowing up our chat lately, and I'm so happy about that. But of course, it'd never be the same without our little Tim Tim. Well, on the subject of bags, that's what this is about. So, yes, the extras are going in here. I do save them. I don't throw them away. But it's just too big. And there's no game really where I would want a bag quite this big, hardly. I like this. I like dividing stuff into the smaller bags. I just like organizing, especially tokens like that. But see, I do have some smaller size bags we can do for this action that I took out of. I just played Clans of Caledonia right before this solo for the first time. I finally got it to the table, so I'm going to teach that to Rich tonight probably. That one is really good if you haven't checked that one out, Tim. If you like resource management and a little bit of stock manipulation, a little bit of area majorities, and all things Scottish. That one. I played that one a bit on BGA. I've never really done well at it because I guess I didn't really understand how the contract fulfillment worked, really, which is the heart of that game. Because I'm like, how do I get these other resources that are on these contract fulfillment tiles? And because there's resource tokens for most resources in the game, but there's like these 3 resources. I believe it's cotton, tobacco, and the hops. I was like, what's going on with these hops? How do I get hops? Yeah, I think I'm gonna get a tackle box for the button shies. Or what I really want to do is I want to commission somebody on Etsy to make me like a custom box like tray thing for the button shy, so I could keep it on the shelf so I could still kind of display them but like pull it out when I want to. I'm still figuring that out. Yes, Clans of Caledonia. We're probably going to cover it on the channel at some point. I did get it. I got this my copy of the game pretty much for free because it was a trade kind of situation. It has the metal coins in it and the Kickstarter promo. It has asymmetric factions. So if you've ever played like Terra Mystica or Gaia Project, it has a similar kind of thing going on with like a hex map and stuff. So, but it's definitely lighter than either of those 2 other games. It's more medium weight, I would say. And it's fast. I got through my game in like 30-ish minutes. Solo, so I doubt it would be more than an hour at a multiplayer game. Unless you had a lot of AP about it. Okay, we gotta get this packed away because we haven't even gotten to unboxing the big games. But I'm not in a rush, Tim. As long as you're not. This is just kind of a hangout and chill type of situation. I'm gonna put the clouds in here. Or should I put them in here? With the Kraken. And the little ship meeple. The Container Store. Maybe there is one over by the Home Goods. So I may... Yeah, I'm on the lookout. Like, it's just something I've had in the back of my mind. I'm keeping them in a Ziplocs right now, and it's just not a sustainable storage solution. So, and I'm trying to think of a more organized solution for the small box games, because part of the shelf tour I'm going to do soon it's gonna double as a shelf organization video, and that's gonna be impressive. Probably. Okay, I think I like this situation with the 3 baggies. Once I play the game, learn the game, I'll know how I really want it to be organized, but this will do for now, probably. And this is not the biggest deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. $27 cards, so it's like a half-size deck. So, with 4 suits. So, that'll be interesting. Like playing poker. And then I guess these will go in there. I don't know how they should be organized yet, obviously. But this is even more compact than the Mindspace. Not as many boards. But I'm very interested. I will be very interested to see how this plays for me and Rich. Yeah, so I have, they're not wicker, but they're like this kind of situation. So I have a couple of these. I think I need at least one more, and they kind of live on a bottom shelf, so it's not too bad. They're accessible. But it's getting to the point where I can't quite fit everything anymore. So I think if I had all the wallet games were in their own thing, that would help for sure. And some small-ish box games just need to live on. I'm gonna keep this out actually because I might need it more baggies for these other games. I don't know what the insert situation in those is gonna be like. Thanks. I do have some little smaller wicker baskets, but those aren't like quite large enough for that kind of thing, and I'm using them. One of them is where my garlic and shallots live in, and another one is in the bathroom, and that's where all the incense lives in. So that's sale. So we just now that stack of our all plays is getting ever larger. Gotta collect them all. I really like all play. John loves all play. Chomp was a little... I was expecting Chomp to slap a little bit more than it did for us. I mean, it's okay. Dandelions we love. We absolutely love. So I hope these other two will be really good. And one I really want to get from all play is Sequoia. That one looks good. And they have one called Bites, which looks like it's really cute too. Yeah, this was all from like last year's Kickstarter, which I almost backed, but with their Kickstarters for all play, they don't really have a pledge manager excess level, or at least they didn't for this last Kickstarter where all these games were funded. But anyway, White Castle, shall we? I'm really excited for this one. So this one also has a solo mode. Obviously, Sail doesn't have a solo mode. That's 2-player only. But I watched Jenna from the Board Game Garden, her stream, doing this game solo. And apparently the AI in this game, is like crazy hard to beat. Like, it scores crazy levels. But I also heard, as I was saying before, I don't know if you were here yet, Tim, that people have had some mixed opinions on this game about the lack of rounds, lack of turns. So, it's very tight because you only have 9 actions in the whole game. You're placing dice, but you're only placing 9 dice in the whole game. So it's like Castles of Burgundy in miniature. Ooh, what a nice... So that's interesting. They went with not a glossy rulebook. That's fascinating. It's not cheap paper. Like, it's a decent thickness, but that's interesting. It's not glossy. Hopefully that means it will be durable. We shall find out. And Devere always gives you, they always have them in all these different languages, all these rule books, but you end up with so many extra rule books. 9 actions. Yes, you only have 9 actions in the whole game. Yeah. It's supposed to be, well, it's supposed to be super combo-y is what it is. So you're like trying to trigger combos with that first die, allegedly. So, yeah, and I love any historical Japanese theme. I'm a big Japanese history nerd. So I was like, I have to get this game, even if it, is imperfect. We shall see. This rulebook seems pretty clear. Devere has been doing a good job with the rulebooks lately. I did play Castle Party again, speaking of Devere and Roll and Rights, because I need to cull some games that will be part of the shelf organization thing. But yeah, I played this again on the rave side. Actually, it was pretty fun on the rave side. I liked it better. It wasn't so like the basic side was just too meh. Speaking of polynomial roll and write games, but that omission in their rules book about drafting the cards is just still unforgivable to me. So I don't know. I probably will just keep it for Halloween, because I really want us to do this Halloween season. This year, I want us to make sure that we actually play some spooky games on stream, which we didn't really. We played one, I think, this past year, but I wanted to do more. But October was just kind of still a bad time. Oh yes, Tokugawa Clan's Visit. This is the solitaire mode, and like it has different levels, so it's easy, medium, and hard here. But I guess like based on which level, I just remember in Jenna's stream she lost by like it was like 40 to like 160 or something crazy like that. Snack size game, that's right. It's not the smallest box in the world, but it is like just for reference, like, but it's like a medium size box. And I was watching the Brothers Murph do their playthrough of this too, and it's like it's a chunky little Europe with lots of meeples. Oh my god, I'm still like meeple traumatized from the Cockwood Garden a little bit. I'm so surprised that Rich did a total like 180 on that game. Like the first time he played it, he was like, "This is okay," like, nah. And then now he's like, top 10 game for now. He's like that though. Meeples. These are the little Shogun meeples, I think, or the daimyos in their little like the big puffy robes of that period. And then you got your little warriors. Gotta have your warriors. And these are your farmers. They have like their little rakes and stuff. That's fun. Now this though, once I saw this, I was like, have to have it. I don't even care. So this is the round tracker token. It's like the koi fin. I love this. I just love it. I love it. And then I think this is the first player token is the crane. Or this is a heron or a crane. I think it's a crane. Beautiful stuff. Well done. Everyone gets one. It's for something else. It's for some other action. I think there's a spot. And of course, dice. Gotta love dice. So the reason I broke down and got these €2 was because they both involve dice placement, dice worker placement, and Rich loves dice. I mean, Rajas of the Ganges is probably one of his favorite games of all time. Interesting that they're in these three, they have primary colors, I think, for all the players' different things. This is one of those things where you have a little board with a lot of meeples on it. Now, thing about this game, this is the real fun's about to begin, Tim, because I gotta put together, there's these little bridges that the dice go on, and I have to construct them. So hopefully Meadow, with those frickin' card things, has prepared me for this. And what else did I have to... What was the last thing? Last thing I had to construct when I opened a game for the first time was the wingspan, that bird tower. That one had really good directions. These are very simple directions. We'll see. I do appreciate Devere not shrink wrapping the cards and just doing like this kind of action. I think it's much better. Much better. Though they did, obviously, there's plastic in the baggies, but I'm a big Ziploc fan. I know. And I know it's still plastic. It's still not good for the environment, but it's just so, I don't know what other you would use to organize things in the same way. And I know there are like biodegradable materials you can make these kinds of baggies out of, but they're usually material that tears too easily. So, you know. And then, of course, we have... Oh, the punch-outs are coming out. Just what? Okay, well, that punched itself out. We're going to put that aside for now. And I think this might be one of the person's player boards. I think these do come out. Because I think you keep tokens here. So it's not quite a recessed board, but you will have, at least slots for... I'm not sure what the slots are for. I can't remember. I think there's little cubes that go into these slots is what it is for the different resources. So there's that. Okay, let's just start punching stuff out. I'll organize it later, but I want to get to constructing the bridge. I hope so, Tim, because I really do try to be conscientious about such things, and I try to reuse and recycle as much as I can. I mean, I'm not like a super eco nut, like I flush my toilet every time, but it's just, especially living in a place like California, where we are constantly having, we see global warming severely here, like not just the fires, but like the weather, like it literally became winter again. We had a cold front at this time of year and it dropped almost to freezing. And for that to happen in April is not normal. Rain at this time of year is not that unusual, but like to have a cold front storm like that at this time of year is just not quite apocalyptic level, but starting to get there. Yes, and then the player boards, and then I have more of this. I want to make sure the little coins. Now, things like this, when you're doing the Edo era coins that have the holes in them, yes, it would be nice to have metal ones, but it's not a deal breaker for me. That is a nice upgradable thing. I'm starting to come around to metal coins, having done the metal coins in Clans of Caledonia just now. And then we did get metal coin upgrade for Flamecraft. So that'll probably be a fun one. We have not played with our upgrades of Flamecraft yet. We got the minis finally, so maybe we will just stream a multiplayer Flamecraft. I did a play of it solo, but the lighting was so dark. I'm still figuring out the lighting, but I think the last several streams or so it's definitely been a lot better. But yeah, that one was so dark. I was like, oh god. Looked like I'm playing in a cave. I am, there's no windows in the side of the apartment, so, it's kind of true. And more boards. Yeah. It's fun. And this plays up to 4. There are 4 boards here. That's the reason I mentioned that. So 2 more of these. And I think after that, I'm going to get to the punch-out boards that have the components for the bridge. So that's going to be a journey. Yeah, this one looks like it'll be super combo-y, and as we've established, I love me a combo-y game. Rich isn't always the biggest fan, but my understanding in this one is the combos aren't like super out of control. Actually, like you're desperately trying to get them. So we shall see. It might be really frustrating for him at first play. So I'm definitely gonna have to. Sorry, this is where I'm putting the little bits from there. How's your weekend going, Tim? Mine's going pretty good. I've been helping my friend move out of her apartment, as I was explaining to you. I don't want to give all her tea on the stream, but it's been me and Rich both have been going up a lot of stairs, up and down, because her old place was on the 3rd floor, no elevator. The second place was on the 3rd floor, also no elevator, and those stairs, it's an old building from like the in downtown Sac. Some of those buildings date back to the 1800s. Actually, we do have some history here. And her old building, it's like, I think it was built probably like in the late 1800s or something, and has been converted. Like, I think it was a boarding house at one point. And it's brick, completely brick. You don't see a lot of completely brick buildings in Sacramento, by the way. And yeah, those stairs are so narrow, like my thighs are still burning. But, you know, it's called friendship. And the new place is much smaller, but it's cute. And so I'm hoping we can, now that she's going to be 140 pounds lighter, you know, I'm hoping we'll get more board game action for her, because this is the friend that I always play Spirit Island with, actually. Her name's Bianca. So many stairs. Yeah, and then with all the boxes and bags, most of her stuff was in bags. So it was a lot of trips with like not like super heavy stuff, but then we had to move some other stuff, some boxes that were heavier up to the old apartment. And well, at least my hernia didn't pop out of my stomach, that's all I have to say. And I needed the exercise. And then our friend Alec was there too. And he's like, it's good for us, Auntie, right? He's like sweating up a storm too. It was funny. That's why I'm like, I have deliberately tried to stay in this apartment as long as I can, because I hate moving so much. But of course I don't suck it up for when I'm helping out a friend, of course. But, okay, I think we're at the bridge action time, so let me punch out the other things first. I want the last thing I punch out to be that. Yeah, if I could find Etsy kind of upgrades for these coins, that probably would be cool. For Iki, too. I think I want to find some. I think there are, like, upgradable coins for Iki on the... I think I've seen them somewhere. I've heard about them on BGG, at least. Moving is not fun. And next time I move, it's going to be into a house, though, so that I don't... And one that is one story, because I'm not about that stair life anymore. I live on the 2nd floor here, which getting the couch up these stairs, no elevator here either. Though, here it's like all the entrances to the apartments are on the outside of the building, so that kind of makes sense, I guess. But like the old apartment she was in, this building is new. Like, they just built it like a couple years ago, if that. And the fact that they didn't put an elevator there, I'm like, how did you get past ADA with that stuff? But nobody cares about ADA. I'm like, what? I keep on putting those bits need to come out. I'm gonna keep these separated. Not that I'm composting, but just want to be organized. This is about... I love organizing the new game. It's so much fun. That's one of my favorite things about board gaming, is this part. Just opening it up. It's like Christmas and organizing all the little things. Which obviously they did not give us any baggies, so that's all on us. Tafir is like, hey, we just barely fit the boards into the box. The rest is up to you to figure out. Which a lot of people say get really upset if they see there's no insert in the game. Why couldn't they figure out an insert? And I'm like, listen, I think a lot of publishers are cognizant of the fact that folded space now exists, and also that everyone has, a lot of people end up throwing the inserts that come with their games anyway because they don't like that storage solution. You know, like I've definitely done that. Several games. Probably only a handful though. And I prefer, if Euro games like this that have a lot of little tokens and stuff, I do prefer to do my own organizing. Like I don't like them loose. I cannot have loose tokens in a game because they'll just get everywhere anyway. So I generally do prefer to just do my own organizing, and then the inserts, throw the insert out because most of the time it's just taking up space. Okay, Tim, I'm glad we're on the same page with that one because I feel very passionate about it. And it's like, yeah, like some publishers do manage when they do an insert. I do prefer, if they are going to do it, that they do it well. Like I think the best insert I've seen is for Four Gardens. Actually, that is a game where you don't absolutely need to put things in baggies. Like everything fits, and it has a really nice design. Because the big thing in Four Gardens is that spinning pagoda. And so that's what most of the space in that box is taken up by. Oh, well, Frosthaven is a whole different level, right? Like, the one exception I will say to this is things like, if there's a lot of tokens you have to organize, like a Feast for Odin, having that tray, it was such a... I cannot imagine before it came with that tray how people could keep that stuff organized. Like, you need an insert for something like a Feast for Odin. Or like Stardew Valley with all those tokens for all the different crops, having the tray there. I think the first edition didn't have the tray, and a lot of people were upset. So in the second edition, they put the tray in, and I'm like, I can't imagine playing that game without the tray. I just can't. Okay, so actually, that's not that many tokens, really. There's a lot of meeples, but we're gonna see if this gets closed back in after we put these bridges together. If they will actually fit in here with all this other stuff. That will be the thing. Oh, I never showed you guys the board. Well, let's do that. And we're going to need this. But this board is actually a good size. Ooh, look at that. Woo! This is the palace. This is the White Castle. And it's 3 stories. And I don't see an elevator, Tim. Awaken Realm inserts. I still need to try an Awaken Realms game. We were really so close to backing Septima, but that didn't happen. I think we might try to get it and play it for Halloween this year. Because we love anything witch. Anything witchy. Witchy bitchy. This, I'm very excited about playing this game. I'll have to play it solo first, though. Maybe this will end up being a solo stream. We shall see. It depends when I play it with Rich, if his brain just completely, becomes scrambled or not. That Aqua Garden game almost scrambled my brain yesterday. Shit. Okay. Because we had so much stuff. We had so much expansion stuff going on with that one. So, there are 3 different bridges, which correspond to each of these colored dice. Which, there's 5 for each bridge. Let's start with the orange one, because I was just talking about Halloween. I think this looks not dissimilar to some of the design features of the Meadow trays for the cards. So, I'm hoping I can figure it out okay. And once I figure out one, then probably the first one's going to be the hardest. Then once I figure that out, the other 2 should go fairly quickly. And then we have, I don't even know how this hard with some of these to see, okay, which parts is the punch outable part and which is not. Whoop. Okay. Okay. And there's probably... This one is not coming out as easily, which is a little uh-oh sauce. Okay. So, per this diagram... Okay, so this part seems relatively simple. I assume that's that part, and it probably goes like that, I'm assuming. You think so? I'll find out if I'm wrong in a minute. When it comes to putting stuff together, I'm very like a trial by error type of person, which isn't always great because then I have to deassemble the whole thing. I'm not sure that I did that part right, but because this probably have to lay flat, right? It probably goes the other way. Like that, do you think? Short side up? It's probably going to be the same issue. Well, this part is definitely the upper part of the bridge. And these are definitely the ends. Yes, we have. That's exactly the part that we've entered. I think... And it didn't show me where these parts go. Oh, these parts go in at the end, they claim. Okay, well, this must be the part where this goes. So I'm just going to have to trust. I'm going to have to trust there, Timmy boy. How does the top part go on, though? You know what I'm saying? You know what it's saying? And some of this needs to get popped out, too. By the way. Because there's little holy holes on the other side. I know Monique from Before You Play was telling horror stories about how long it took her to put these bridges together. But I am a veteran, so once I figure out the first two steps. There's that. Okay, so what I think actually probably needs to happen You know what? I think, yeah, I was right when I decided to put them here. Because, right? How do these go along there? Well, I think what... Yeah, there's a slot here. So this obviously goes in there. So this is the top part of the bridge. Do you think maybe it goes like that? That's very possible. Doesn't really explain very well how they go on here. Like, there's no text. Like, this is it to figure it out. So, not loving that. Oh, Maybe. Nope. Definitely not. Maybe we need something like this. Well, bollocks. Okay, I'm going to have to figure out the top part of the bridge before I figure out the bottom, I think. So, because allegedly it wants me to how does these snap in? So like this probably goes like this, and these need to go over there somehow, right? Like I imagine it snaps in like here. These go in like that, but those have to go last, I think. This is still, no matter which way you slice this, this is going to be not lay flat is the issue. So I'm not understanding that part. Oh, you know what? But then it'd still be under there. I wish it was clear about, do I have to flip this? Lordy Lou. I hope this is entertaining to watch, at least watching me struggle with this. Like, cause Lord. Lord Almighty. How does that even fit there like that? Well, I'm doing the top part of the bridge. That's what's happening. So there's that part. I mean, that looks okay as a bridge. But how does it... This isn't laying flat. So I don't understand how that... Hold up. Maybe it needs to go here like this somehow. Oh. Okay, I think I'm getting there. So these need to come off because... Take that off. Because these need to go like that. Okay, so I understand why they have at least that part like that. Okay, clearly I just need to... I think it should be more like this. Let's try that. And then see where that gets us in life. Oh, this is so annoying. so annoying. I was so close to having it figured out too. It's this part. Connecting the bottom to the rest of it is the confusing part. But it does want this to be over those like that. It definitely wants that. Okay. I think we're like getting somewhere. Maybe. Because then... Oh, yes. Because then that will lay flat. Cool. Okay, like I said, the first one's going to take me the longest. But once I figure out the trick, then the rest will be more copacetic. Yeah, because then these go around like that. And then that kind of binds it together. Keeps it from being all loosey-goosey. Don't want to create any damage, though, trying to slide this into place. Beautiful. There it is. These will be such great table presents on the... So on the main board, if I recall correctly, the dice go on this thing. I believe it's... Is it over here? Somewhere? Somewhere they go on here. Oh, orange, yeah. So we go over there like that. And then your dice that you're drafting. I think in a 2-player game you draft 3. Or there's 3 available to draft. And it goes on there like that. So if I hold this closer to the other camera. It's cool. I do like that. Now, was the bridge necessary for the die? Absolutely not. But I also like that they folded this up as much as they did. Really compact. That's good. Okay, well, shall we do the other 2? While we're here? Thank you, Tim. Now that I know how to do it, the other ones should go faster. Because we still have Wayfarers of the South Tigris to unbox. I'm really excited for that game. As you all know, I'm a history nerd. And not enough Americans, I think, are appreciative of the contributions of the Islamic Empire because they think all Muslims are terrorists. At least growing up, that's what you heard a lot. During the so-called War on Terror. The war on something. Brown people, mostly. And a lot of people also don't know that we have the Islamic Empire and their many great scribes. I think the new game is about the scholars of the South Tigris, who we wouldn't have any of the most of the Greek or Roman texts if they hadn't been transcribed by mostly that period in the early so-called Dark Ages, before the monks really started doing a lot of illuminated manuscripts and preserving stuff. They really didn't start doing that till later in the medieval period. So like in like that period between 500 in the fall of Rome and about 1000 at the height of the Byzantine Empire and the height of the Muslim Empire is when a lot of like the texts of Alexandria were preserved by a lot of mostly Muslim scribes, and because they were really big on Aristotle, so they really liked, you know, everything Greek and Roman. as Islamic Empire started in Arabia, which is right across from Egypt. It's not that far from the Mediterranean. Yeah, so it's a very fascinating period in culture to me. The Abbasid Caliphate, Also, all the mathematicians, they kept algebra and geometry going, all that. Okay, so as we decided, so their diagram was on the level. I wish it had a little more explanation though. Devere, that was a little more frustrating than it needed to be, but we're gonna see how quickly I can put these other ones together. And that one, actually I can just do it like this probably. Oh, it kind of goes like that. Okay, I was trying to question them, but I should not have. I'm sorry, Daddy DeVere, that I ever questioned you. Just this one isn't getting on the edge. And crank the white way. Just wanted to get around all that in a copacetic way. Okay. And I guess it doesn't really matter which way these are facing. I just don't really want to rip them because of things like this. If you rip it, then it's fucked up forever. Why is this being obstinate? And not going down as far as I want it to. These should be lined up in the requisite manner. Lordy low. And this one didn't. This one's not getting around it. Ah, Lordy low. Lordy low. This is the joys of having to assemble these yourself. Okay, you just stay in place like that. This one isn't going around. That other one. There you go. I think, is that the same as the other one? No, because I did it the opposite direction. That's why I was struggling. So this needs to be... See, what the picture isn't clear about is which side you need to do this under the bridge. So you have to put it together that way. Make sure that's reasonably secure. And then that needs to be, yes, so the curved part needs to be on the bottom, is what it is. Okay. Hopefully that will fix that issue. It's not quite reaching around in the way that it should. I'm going for the hole. There it is. Okay, we're 2/3 of the way there. Pretty much. Just these, the sort of slots here are just a little narrower. I'm just afraid to push it too hard because I don't want to rip it. Okay, there's another bridge. Beautiful. Didn't take quite as long as the first one. I just had a little bit more struggles than I would have liked. Okay, last one. You think this one will be smooth, Tim? You think I'll get it put together in less than 5 minutes? Actually, that's not doing too bad. Let me have that little bit. Okay. 3rd time's the charm. Like it was just getting the slots on at the end. Then I had to deassemble it. Okay, told you. I put together far too much furniture when I moved into this apartment. So I wish this diagram could have been better. For sure. So that's my main criticism there. Just sort of the A to B, like, okay, between here, I need to flip it over. It's not really clear that I need to flip it over, That's kind of what was really confusing me. The other parts of putting the other bits together was not hard. Okay. So we need the curve to be on the bottom. Then we need to get the side of the bridge like that. Then we need to put the... Oh. I didn't pop out that part. Then we need to get the planky part of the bridge on there. Then we need to slide the other side of the bridge. Make sure it's lined up and that gets properly into place. Crooked already. That's why these things are actually super, super important part of the design. Just not liking It's not liking. Hold on. They made this slightly too wide, I think. Ugh, it's a tight fit. Okay. Well, I'm just going to slide the other side on first then. It's always something. Always something. Okay. Then these bits slide on. I need to try to be maybe a little less scared about snapping things into place. And just... Oop, nope. Almost broke the bridge. Nope. Nope. Okay. Yeah, that cardboard started bending there. But it's fine. I saved it. That little part I got, it started bending in on me. Okay. Yeah, with things like this, I kind of wish they had... I almost wish they had pre-assembled it. But then we wouldn't be having this fun together, you know? Spending this quality time. It's not coming down on that side. That's really annoying me. You know? Perf. Okay. Wow. I see why Monique found that frustrating. And for someone that hasn't done this with, like, I think, this wasn't quite as bad as when I got Histrio and I had to put that whole, like, theater thing with the rotating back. And, like, it's literally, like, a fully functional little, like, proscenium theater. Because it's a Shakespearean theme. That one was... I hope it's worth it. Now, before we attempt to fit this all in the box and see what we're dealing with there, let me organize these tokens slightly. Ever so slightly. Because I do want to get a sense of how tight it's going to be. So... let's see. Let's put the coins in a separate thing. Little coiny coin action there. I mean, I know that this is a very tight resource management game. So, as you can see, there's not like a crazy amount of coins to be dealing with here. They are very small, though. Small pieces make me nervous around here. Like, when that spider attacked us in the stream yesterday, Tim, I don't know if you watched the whole thing, but we had a spider attack in the middle there. I think towards, like, the end of the teach. And yeah, and then I tried to blow the spider, and I blew too hard, and people started going everywhere. And I was like, ah! Oh my god. Like, I was more concerned about them all falling on the floor than the freaking Black Widow or whatever it was. Okay. Oh, we have little rice bowls. Can you see that? That's a little rice bowl. That's so cute. It's funny. Okay. These coins can go in there. And then I have another. These are little baggies that I scalped from that Clans of Caledonia. She had a lot of... She also was... I got it from my friend CJ. Actually, that's how I met my friend CJ, was us doing that trade, getting that copy of Clans of Caledonia. So I'm glad I finally played. There's another small one. Let's get the other small ones out, because I may need them, because space is going to be at a real premium in this one. I only have the one extra one. Well, oh yeah, because didn't I use one or two for sale? So how many of these do we have? Not a crazy amount. These are denominations of how much? 5. See, I appreciate the flavor text of the Japanese writing, but also numbers are helpful. Numbers are indeed helpful. Oh, it's going. See, they're so small. And the metal ones, at least if a metal thing is small, it's... I don't know. It's probably just as easy to lose. I was about to say things that are not necessarily true. Now, I do want to get a smaller thing for these tokens. I wish I had more of those tiny little bags. I'm going to need to order some more of those. But where are my more medium-sized ones? There's a small one. These are all like those big ones they're always giving you. That's a medium-sized one. Oh, this is like for cards. Don't need that right now. Let's just get some of these small-ish ones for now. I know, this is a mess. Welcome to the mess. But that's how she goes. That's how she goes. Let me do these. I love this color of orange, just like marigold orange. I do love that. DeVere always, their productions are always like, very good. And like even as tokens, I don't mind cardboard tokens in general. Like these are a very nice design, which I do appreciate. Oh, Tim, I have a question for you while you're here, if you are still here. I was thinking we need to stream Koi Koi, because we've never played Koi Koi on the channel. And we should do that. I don't know if that's a question. I'm asking, I guess I'm just curious if you'd be interested in seeing Koi Koi played, if you've never played it. Because we're always talking about it. And I considered doing more videos on historical games, and I thought that might be a good one to do more sit-down video on if we do playthrough of it. Or it could be more casual, live one too. Like, I'm always thinking about, well, what if in the future we end up transitioning away from the live and back towards trying to do more sit-down playthroughs? Like, would I just refilm everything? But, you know. Koi Koi, you don't know. Okay, so Koi Koi is a traditional Japanese card game played with, it's called a Hanafuda deck, which is flower cards. So instead of 4 suits, there's 12 suits corresponding to the 12 months of the year. And there's also like the 4 different seasons and stuff. So it's basically, it's these tiny little cards that are like 8 centimeters or by 12 centimeters or whatever. They're made of this very thick cardstock. They're almost like tiles, kind of. They have traditional art on them. We have the Nintendo deck, which is not, say, there's a Mario deck, but Nintendo is actually originally got its start as a publisher of Hanafuda decks, because it is the classic card game of Japan. And I learned it. Where did I even hear about that game? I think it's on BGA. Koi Koi is on BGA. Though the variant that we play with as far as scoring is different than how they do it on BGA, which we do it the more traditional way of scoring, and BGA has like kind of a weird like trick-taking inspired way to score Koi Koi, but it's not trick-taking. It's kind of like you're trying to make combos, so you're collecting cards, you're matching. So you have like you have a hand of cards, and you're trying to match the suit from your hand with cards that are in the field. And if you can't, you have to put a card into the field. And so then you're trying to create the different sets. So there's different kinds of combos. They're called yaku in the game. It's traditionally a betting game because it's quite luck dependent. And you only have 8 cards to play out in each round, by the way. Because there's only 48 cards, obviously, in the deck. Because 12 times 4. There's only 4 cards for each suit. It's such a fun game. And yeah, I think we definitely will do a playthrough of it. I don't know if it will be a live or not. I'm still deciding of whether we're always going to do lives for the playthroughs or not. But I like doing the lives. And I have a little more energy now to be doing editing stuff, but there's other videos I need to edit right now too. So I do like doing the edited videos, but it just takes me a long time. So okay, this might not be the end organization of this. After I play the game, that will determine a lot. Also, we probably want Do we want baggies for the dies? They came in separate baggies, didn't they? Or did they all come in the same baggie? I cannot remember. Well, let's see. This will be the deciding factor on, let's see if we can fit it all in here. I mean, hopefully it can all fit in here. Right? You know, but as my piano teacher always said, hope is not a plan. I think these bridges can go on the side. I don't know how well you can see in there. I'm not sure if they will. If I kind of tuck them like that, though, maybe. Maybe. Though, that won't fit over that like that. I might need to put that more towards the top. And then we have all these baggies of things. Maybe the die should go down there. Or some other baggies. What do you think, Tim? I think the die maybe should go down in this corner over here. And I'll shove them down there for now and see what happens. Okay, there's that. I'm not even opening. I could open these cards right now, but you know, they're just. They're cards. They're little cards. Actually, the Koi Koi cards are even smaller than this, you know, which is pretty. They're very small. Let's see what all we can fit down there. So I have a feeling we're gonna want to conserve our space. Kind of fits like that. I have a feeling maybe the bridges will be better like that. Yeah, that works. And oh, missed a die. Well, it's just going there in the corner for now. And then, of course, you have the first player marker. Oh, I still gotta fit these on top. I think we're fine. I think so. I don't know, actually. And then you have all these meeples, which may need to go in separate bags, too, to get them to lay a little flatter. Because then... Oh, and you also have that. It's probably for the solo game. That's a little dicey. Certainly not with all those rule books. Like... So, this action, these are probably fine. I just got to get these meeples to lay as flat as they can. Sorry, Rich is calling me. And I haven't even gotten to Wayfarers of the South Tigris. Let's chill. But, okay, let's get those to lay a little flatter. These are okay. I just need those to lay completely flat, and these may need to just be re-bagged really if I want them to fit. These are pretty chunky ones. Will these all fit in one of these? Because I have several of these. Okay, that'll be a little better. I can tuck them in there. I need ones that's similar size. I thought I had several in here. Well, I have these, so we'll just use those. Like I said, I don't like them being so extra large, but the main thing I really need is for them all to lay flat. I mean, maybe you can put multiples in here right now. I really just want them to lay flat, though. I want a smaller one so I can fit that in there. That one's the same size, pretty much. This one's smaller, and they should fit in there. Oh, it's little Richie. Richie's in the chat. Well, this is the White Castle, baby. You missed, it took me about 30-ish minutes to put these little bridges together. They're for the die. The die go on these. They're really cute. They're super cute. But yes, I figured it out, finally. I'm just trying to get everything to fit in this box. And we still have one more game to unpack, which is Wayfarers of the South Tigris. But I just want to get this figured out. Figured out. There are a good amount of meeples in here too. It's not a crazy amount, but I just played another Euro game where you have a lot of meeples. At least these meeples are mostly chunky. The only components that I was like, ooh, that's kind of tiny. I'm worried about that getting lost were those little coins, which we may end up replacing at some point. But I think they fit on, like, there's a lot of icons on the board that the components fit on. That, see, the issue is we need to also get these boards on top of this. So, okay, one more. I think we can do it, guys. I believe in us. Like, the thing I've heard about this game is like, wow, it's so much stuff in a small box. It's very stuffed. But it needs to also fit, Devere. You know what I'm saying? Okay, that can go like that. And you can only fit one rule book on here. Oh my god, is it going to close? That is a miracle. I did not think I was going to get it closed. Oh my god. I'm so excited for this game, you guys. We are going to have it on the channel before too long. Probably the first week of May. That's when we'll feature this because it's still the hotness. These other games are maybe not so much the hotness. Well, the all-play ones, that was fulfilled. All those ones were fulfilled not crazy long ago. But, and these will go in a closet. Probably I'll stack them with all my Lacrimosa ones in all the different languages. Because they always have, like, this one is, I think, is that Spanish? And then this one's Spanish. This one is Catalan. Because it's a Spanish designer and one of the founders is Catalonian, which Catalan is a different language than Spanish, by the way, and different than Portuguese because I think this one is Portuguese and then this one's Italian. No French. Fuck the French, I guess is what Devere is saying. I'm just going to slide that over here for now. And then we are going to finally... Last but not least, I've already been streaming for 2 hours. Can you believe it? We have to eat White Castle. There aren't any White Castles in California. Are there? Where is there a White Castle around here? Kumar. Lordy Lou. Okay, we're opening that other stuff. Wayfarers of the South Tigris. Oh, I'm so excited, you guys. Ah! Okay. This game, though, is going to be... I know it's going to be good. It's going to be straight fire. I only hope it's not too heavy for Rich. Who knows? It could be too heavy for me. Who's to say? Like I said, this is probably only the second Shem Phillips design that I played. And I didn't do very well with the first one, even though that was a relatively basic worker placement game, allegedly. Oh, look at them with their little telescope. Isn't that cute? This art is so good. Like, Miko does such good art. Oh my god. This one doesn't feel as overly full. Grr! Look up there! Ooh. I am eating an apple. And they're on the caravan. So there's a caravan action in here, which, you know. Oh, and then, yes, so the West Kingdom trilogy. That's the big hits. And then, you know, they have the Raiders of the North Sea trilogy. And, oh, yeah, Hadrian's Wall. I still need to get Legacy of You, because I really want to stream that one on the channel, too. As a solo-only campaign game that they have. I think it's a resettable Legacy campaign, somehow. Yeah, you've become mostly lightweight. You know, I play medium games when you're not around, maybe. Ooh, look at this glossy rulebook. Wayfarers of the South Tigris is set during the height of the Abbasid Caliphate, circa 820 AD. As brave explorers, cartographers, and astronomers, players set off from Baghdad to map the surrounding land, waterways, and heavens above. Players must carefully manage their caravan of workers and equipment while reporting back regularly to journal their findings at the House of Wisdom. Will you succeed in impressing the Caliph, or lose your way and succumb to the wilderness? So there's 20 die. That's a good amount of die in a game. There's townsfolk cards. That's those people on the side of the box, I guess. You have space cards, scheme cards. You can scheme. You can inspiration cards. You could get inspiration. All that stuff. So it's a nice weight of a rule book. I like all the diagrams. I love me diagrams and big text. This actually looks like a very solid rulebook. Which the Hadrian Wall rulebook is actually pretty easy to follow too. So if you've been scared of that game, don't be. And just watch Liz's playthrough tutorial of it. Your lighting looks really good today. I don't know what it is. Like, yeah, Tim, we've been struggling with this lately. You know what it is? I put the softboxes a little bit lower. I think that's the issue. Them being so high, I'm not sure was necessarily a good thing. Because, yeah, this looks better than when we were doing the playthrough. Anyway. Oh, oh, they go together like that. It's not just one solid board. Is it modular? Maybe. Or are they just separate boards? I'm not sure, actually. No, they must be modular. Maybe. Guess I'll find out. Ooh, look at this. Ooh. And that. Ooh. And more. There's a lot of tokens. Oh! They have an insert, Tim. What do you want on that? And they give you bag. It's already bagged for you. That's on the level. Oh, these die are so small. Probably because you have to place them on the worker spots. Like, I'm pretty sure you have to fit them on, like, these action spots here. That's fine. I like the colors, though. I like a little purple, a little light blue, you know. And then we have cards. See, but, Tim, this is the action here. They want us to put tokens in here, just hanging out loose. As we've established, I'm not really about that life. I guess the idea is that if you when you have the boards on top, it'll keep it in place. I will try it. And if it all starts falling around, okay, the plastic is getting ripped out. It's all going straight into baggies. The solar eclipse. Tim, you got to go see the solar eclipse for us. Well, hopefully the components fit in the insert. Yes, that's the other part. And why don't we open the cards? Let's just kind of look at them because it's such good art. Oh, they're doing some old school shrink wrap here. I'll just throw it behind me in this box. It's right there. So, yeah, it's funny. Probably the larger box unboxing is going to go quicker than that White Castle unboxing because the White Castle unboxing had to put stuff together. Oh, poor Tim. Well, you're traveling for work. It's perfect because you'll be in, you just go to your hotel balcony or whatever. Oh, wait. It's a solar eclipse. Not a lunar eclipse. Speaking of the moon. Ooh, and the shooting stars. Well, because we were talking about in White Castle, they had just the little like paper ribbon around it, and they didn't shrink wrap the cards, so which I appreciated, but it's fine. Shooting stars. Those cards all look mostly the same. There is definitely iconography in this game, galore. So that's the only thing that I think may be potentially confusing. Oh, look. It's a Mongol hunk. He looks lean. There's an I love this astronomer guy. He's like, look up there. That's so funny. And here's a Mongol warrior lady, I guess. Champion. Enforcer. Oh, this one looks badass. Oh, he looks like he means business. And this farmer is like, follow me. Okay. So clearly we're having some run-ins with the Raiders of Scythia. Scythia? I never know how to pronounce it. Yeah, he has such this very unique art style. It's almost kind of caricaturish, like the scribe. Okay, I guess she's visiting from China. Is that what's happening? Vagrant. Vigilante. That is a mean looking knife there you got, ma'am. Yeah, a lot of different types of cards in this game. I guess these are those water cards. Oh, and those are probably the townsfolk cards. So, quite a mix of people in the town. Well, we're traveling in this game, right? We're exploring. We're shooting stars. Cute. Cute, cute. Who are these chicks? This might be for the solo mode, actually. Maybe it is. Oh, and I think there is a rondelle in this game too, Rich. And this is that other deck of cards for, I think, for the caravan. Oh, there's a watering hole. A little oasis action. Just some rocks and desert. There's a little river action. This art is so great. Oh, this is one of those games that I can tell is going to look so beautiful on the table. Very happy about that. Well, okay, so the deck's going here. That's nice. I do like having, slots in the insert for the decks. I'll give them that much. So cards going there. That's fine. That's all good in the HUD. Oh, and here's some explanation. These are our maps. We're drawing. Cartography. Oh my god, this gives me so much joy. And there's more than enough room for the cards. Tokens, who knows what they do? Some of them are like little, are those traders? Or that looks like freaking Agrabah or something. Euro game. You have to have some kind of wooden cube adjacent action. So that just all goes there. Now, the real question is, this is going to go on top of there nicely. So anything that's here is not going to be completely safe. This might be safe. So what we are going to do is we're going to punch some stuff out, guys. We're going to have a little punching party here. A little punching party. Punch! Oh, this is just a board. That comes out. And that comes out. And that comes out. Yeah, I should do more of these little, like, call unboxing live things. I just usually get one game at a time. But I got the idea because Jenna does them sometimes for her Patreon. So I thought it'd be fun to do. I think these are your individual player boards, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, there's 4 of them. So that's a pretty safe guess, I think. And then let's punch some stuff out. And then we'll see about organizing it into those little slots and see how that goes for us. More cardboard money. Let's do this one category at a time. Let's try to be organized and not do what I did when I unboxed Feast for Odin. I did unfortunately film that Feast for Odin unboxing, but again, the lighting was all messed up, and we basically just punched out all those like 200 plus tokens into the box, and then I had to spend 3 hours off camera actually organizing it. So that footage may see the light of day at some point when I start unsealing things from the archives for the Patreon only videos. But I'm waiting for us to get past 100 subscribers before we even attempt to start, hustling for cash. Okay, speaking of cash, I guess these are the coins. I don't mind these too much. They're nice little cardboard tokens at the very least. So where are these supposed to go in this insert? Do you think, Tim? I think they're supposed to go... I don't even know, actually. Are they supposed to go in the slot on the side, maybe? Usually such things are rounded, are not. There's a lot of them, though. So maybe the idea is they're all supposed to go in here like that. Does that sound right to you? Looks really Euro-y. It is. From what I've heard of this game, it's definitely a heavy game. I don't think it's quite as heavy as, like, say, a Feast for Odin. It's probably on the level of, like, a Praetor. From my understanding. Okay, I don't know. I'm supposed to dump these in here. Is that what's happening? These are going to need to go in baggies, Tim. Because, like I said, I don't trust that those will be safe. Those are all going to go everywhere. The other reason I'm not a fan of the publishers doing their own inserts... generally, not always, but generally, is they usually make them out of plastic, and that's more plastic. And I believe the folded space ones, aren't they made of, like, I know they're usually made of, like, some kind of felt or foam type material that's not plastic. Just please God, anything but plastic, right? These are like little bags? Are they coin purses? I don't know. They're bags where we keep things? I don't know. They're a token. They're quite large little token too. I do. Yeah, I don't like the tiny little tokens because I'm always so worried. Stuff falls on the floor as it is. You know, like one day, Tim, we will have a gaming table, and it will be my favorite piece of furniture. Because I have a top to put on top of. Well, definitely, I think when we do get a gaming table, obviously we're going to need, not in this tiny apartment. That's not happening. But, like, I'm hoping when I move into a house next... definitely we're going to get a gaming table. Um, yeah, watching a YouTube video to help guide you. For sure, like when I learned Hadrian's Wall, like I said, the rulebook is easy to follow, but it's a lot of text. And Hadrian's Wall is a lot of iconography hitting you in the face when you first open up the sheets. And so, yeah, tutorial videos really help a lot, even just watching a playthrough video, which is why I always try to do a teach when we do the playthrough videos, just in case nobody's ever heard of that game before. Like, what's going on? Now, I always miss one little rule, though. I really need to work on that. But yes, that's why I have people like Monique and Naveen. Right, Rich, you're right. So, in the thing about A Feast for Odin, they had a diagram of where to put which of the components and tokens into that tray, which was really helpful. Though I kind of organize it the way I want to, but it was nice knowing where they were intended to, because they're kind of weirdly sized. Like in A Feast for Odin, they're like all these boxes, but they're boxes of different sizes. But anyway, I guess I have to guess. These probably go here. Those are the right size. So maybe, Tim, this could be a functional insert. Maybe. We'll see here in a second. I mean, this part at least, I do think this seems like a good idea to organize them this way. But it's the little square tokens that I'm not as convinced about yet. And that doesn't quite fit in there. All those blue ones. And there's more. Okay. Yeah, we're probably not going to learn this one as soon as I would like. I definitely like, well, hello. I'll definitely play this one solo first, of course. I try really hard when I'm teaching Rich things the first time not to be reading out of the rule book with him, because it just leads to frustration for both of us, you know. Because Richie always turns to me and he asks, "Baby, you have all the answers, right?" Like, I don't have all the answers yet. I'm still learning it, you know, so best to avoid. You know, you want your man to be satisfied, Tim, so better come prepared and lubed up with knowledge. Because he's relying on me. Is this the side I'm doing the yellow on? Yeah, that's yellow, and I'll put blue over here. It's a relaxing Saturday, isn't it, Tim? Oh, just a nice day. Looks really so Euro, yeah. And then there's black ones up here. Did I get all the blue and yellow ones? I see another one yellow one over here. And I'll do the black ones. Decide where those are going to go. See, it's not quite enough. Like, how do I divide these evenly between here? I need to get the right number. 4, 4, and 3? I don't like those being an unequal number. But whatever. Here, I'll do the black ones now. Yeah, there's a lot of iconography in this game. That's the only thing that I'm concerned about. So it probably is quite heavy. But dice worker placement. Rich loves dice worker placement. So it probably definitely will be a step up from Rajas of the Ganges. But I think Rich can handle it. He's been doing pretty good. I mean, after A Feast for Odin was like, oh, yeah, and the Castles of Burgundy, he was fine with. So, you know, we're just going to continue leveling him up. I think the heaviest game I've learned is probably Spirit Island. And then when I was playing it with Tim the other day, Rich, the other week, I should say, you know, I still need a little bit of a refresher. Like A Feast for Odin is like heavy to play, but it's not really that heavy to learn. Like mechanically, it's pretty simple in my personal opinion. I think a Spirit Island is definitely a little bit more convoluted. But, you know, people may disagree with me. Now, where do these square ones go, you think? Well, there, obviously. But are they all going to fit in this little one? And what goes in here? Am I supposed to put a bunch of... What goes there? What do you think, Tim? Do these go here? Is that where that goes? Is this supposed to fit in there? I don't know. I'm not sure if... Oh, there's another yellow one that I missed. Okay, now that's an even number. Then, did I miss another blue? Inquiring minds want to know. Not that I can see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that's 5. Yeah, so that's 4 and 4. So there should be 12 of each of those. Well, how many? I'm putting the beige ones in here is what's happening. The beige little square tokens, whatever they mean. I imagine they have something to do with resources. It's going to go out on a limb. Then we have those colored ones, which probably correspond. They're in the same color as probably, I imagine a lot of these color-coded tokens correspond to different dye. Okay, so that's all the beige ones, so I guess they're supposed to fit there like that. I mean, I'm not hating certain aspects of this insert, but improve on Rajas? Never! Well, yeah, we have the goodie box little mini expansions for Rajas. I really like the goodie box little mini expansions for Rajas. Really do make it a little bit more replayable, in my personal opinion. Do you think these go in here, Tim? No, they don't fit. What the heck? And then what's supposed to go in there? More of these? And then what are these all for? Maybe they're for these tokens to go in, but I'm not necessarily a fan of that. Like, they seem awfully deep for the amount of tokens we have here. And they gave us one for the squares and not others for the squares. Whoop! Oh, well, it wants to go in there. It's flying at it. Desperate to be in there. Okay. I guess I'm working on the fuchsia ones now. And this has to do with the space. I see a bunch of meteors and stuff on these tokens. See, it's like a comet on there. I don't know if you can see that. Oh well. We have more fuchsia. I think I just have to punch out the green. I mean, that probably is what they intended us to do, to have them loose up in there, but there's all these slots, and I don't think there's enough tokens for all these slots. And these square ones, oh, do they fit in there? I think that is what they wanted us to do. There. I figured it out. Figured out. Will they all fit in there? Yeah. Okay, well, I'll just punch out the greens then. This still feels like it's probably more slots than we're going to need. It's like the Castell insert all over again, where I'm like, there's so much wasted space in here. Mostly because the board is so huge in Castel. So, Tim, I don't know, you might have missed it, but... Oh, you were there, actually, in the chat when you said, hey, Rich can join us for Spirit Island. Maybe he will join us. Thursday after next. You down, Richie Poo? We'll have him be Thunderstalker. Is that it? Did I get everything? I think so. And I keep these. And these are 2 white ones, I assume, are just junk. I'm going to punch them out and keep them just in case, because I'm still traumatized from what happened with Meadow. Okay, so here's the thing, guys. I mean, I could put those like, no, those go like that because they're that size. Oh, and I have some other greens over here. That's why those are kind of whatever, being whatever over there. And that's just a little bit too snug for my liking. Okay, well that goes there then, I guess. I mean, you know, here's the real test, Tim. Are you ready for it? Okay, here's what's going to happen. And we have this board part. That will cover that. Okay? That will cover it. And then we'll put this stuff on top. Do you know what I'm about to do, Tim? I wonder if you can guess. Get ready for it. Not as bad as it could have been. You know? Like those were just kind of hanging out there. Ah? No, yeah, because I was getting crazy with that box. I'll see you in a bit, my love. He's taking a shower. So could have been worse. So mostly the thing that got loose were these. So if I just put those in baggies, the rest will probably be these. This action didn't move at all. So good job on that part, at least. There's just too many slots for things. They're doing an expansion though for this, or maybe there was already an expansion. Oh my, who hurt you? Yeah, it was mostly these 2 things that came out. So those are going in baggies. That was the test. That was my test. So now we just have to resegregate things a little bit. Not too bad. So I've been traumatized by Sushi Go popping open onto a pavement. Luckily, I had them sleeved, but it was one of the few games I took the trouble to sleeve the day after I sleeved them too. Isn't that crazy? Like the universe was testing me, trying to send me a message telling me you did the right thing. You should sleeve more of your cards. I've still never sleeved Meadow. But I just generally don't like the feel of sleeved cards. in general. I like the tactile feel of a good matte card. Because life is short, man. YOLO. And I hardly ever sell my games. And I usually only sell games that I haven't played that much. So, you know. How it be. Okay, so, and the card stayed in place. So, I mean, it's probably a pretty good insert overall. Just, I imagine this is for expansion stuff. Probably was the idea. Because I know there is an expansion coming out for this if it hasn't come out already. But, and were these supposed to go, I don't know what goes in these slots. I don't know what's going on there, but these are going into baggies. Function over form. And then I think the rest will be secure. Actually, it's not a crazy amount of components, really. So maybe the game won't be too crazy when we play it. I'm hoping. So later today, well, I'll talk about that. Well, I guess I can just tell you now, Tim. This isn't a really formal video. Obviously, we're playing Sail later. And I think we're playing Mindspace for sure. And if he still has the energy for it, we're probably going to do Clans of Caledonia, just because I just played it this morning. White Castle's going to have to wait, because I really do need to learn that one before we launch into any such thing. So, that's going to be a baggie. Do I even want to shove it in here? There? No, it can go with the other things over there, probably. And then, do I want a baggie quite this big for these? Is it the same? No, that was quite smaller, and I don't think I need anything much bigger than that, realistically. So, let's try to find a more reasonably sized bagga. I like it. These are so cool. So I really love, I don't know what it is. I love those weird geometric shapes you get from like the emptied out punch boards. So I save all my punch boards. I've saved every single punch board from every I've ever gotten in a game. I just have a shelf stacked with them. And my goal was to do some collage with them because I like doing art occasionally. Like abstract kind of art. With found objects. So I thought this would be make an amazing found art piece. So maybe I'll eventually do that. But this was covering the other pile of baggies over here. So I could find these slightly more reasonably sized ones for these coins. But these are all large, or I have one tiny one. So that's not going to help me. Thanks for hanging out, Tim, with the little organizing party. Guess I'll just use this medium-sized one, unless I really want to try to find. That might be okay. They might fit in that one. Wait, that's just pretty much the same size. No, it's slightly wider. Let's try it. See, I've never had an issue with the Spirit Island insert, actually, of anything coming loose, really, in there. So I've always thought that is a pretty good insert. If I got the expansions, though, I might change my tune. Wanting to fit everything in there. But like I was saying yesterday, Aqua Garden and games like that, like, someone needs to, like, make a big box, like, insert solution for those eventually. Oh, there's another one of those. Little coin bag purse things, those tokens. This is going to be an interesting game. I'm very excited. Yeah, because I'm probably not buying new games for a little bit. Though I really have my eye on Isla and something shiny, Tim. That one looks really good. If I gotten it in time before Easter, That would have been really fun to do. But rabbits are good for all year round. Especially when they're sultry little bunny bottoms like this. Remember, now run along. Oh my god, I'm tipping coffee over this freaking new game. Aren't I crazy? Totally. It fit. That's fine. Here, why don't I put that down there like that? And I'll put those there like that. And the dice can go on the bottom there. Maybe go. But that all fits. And there's all this space here. It must be designed for them to do the expansion content. But you know what? Sometimes it's better to have a little wasted space. Like, this isn't a crazy amount of wasted space like some games. So as we established, that works good like that. Like it like that, just so the cards are secure too. So basically everything that I need to cover is covered by this board. And then those go there. Yeah, probably could have been an even smaller box, but they're definitely planning to have. They always do expansions for their like main trilogy games like this. So that's Wayfarers of the South Tigris. I'll let you guys know how it is. This one is, I'm very excited for this one in particular. As I said, I don't even know where this is all going to go. I have to finish cleaning the kitchen, and then I am going to start attacking. I need to clear off a couple of the bottom shelves here. Just have a bunch of stuff on them that doesn't need to be on them. So we may be filming that later. I don't know. Yeah, thanks for hanging out on stream, Sam. Always a good time. I'll be back tomorrow with Metro X, so tune in for that. Okay. Well, while I wait for Rich to come here, I should probably finish the dishes. I need to look up the Metro X maps. Let me know, Tim, which cities you'd like to see. So I'm literally about to go and post that poll, so please vote in it, just so I can get an idea which cities you would like to see. There's quite a few. I'm definitely thinking I really want to do the London one for sure. I think there's a Paris one too. The Mexico City one looked really interesting. Like, it looked like a really hard one. So cool, that was fun. Now I need to remember this lighting stitch. Next time we do play for this is the lighting situation that needs to happen. This lighting was much better today. You know what it is? It's because I have the light on in the kitchen too. And the kitchen's over here. Just in case you didn't know, Tim, like, this is the dinette. So yeah, maybe I need the side lighting action over there happening too to fill it out. That tells me I need another key light on this side. Probably is what it is. So anywho's, Metro X tomorrow. I'm printing out the maps. This is feeling extra full. Okay, I'm glad Rich left because that is a surprise for him. If you remember about me hiding candy in the board games, so that's what that's about. Okay, well, I'm gonna get off because it's almost been 3 hours of me just like organizing games, but okay. Have a good day, Tim. Have a good rest of your weekend. And I hope you have a safe and relatively stress-free work travel week.